Alright guys, this is an important signal that just went off in the crypto AI world thanks to the result of this Becka video. Alex just put out literally this morning the top 11 AI crypto coins that can 25x by November. Yes, really, do I believe that? I actually do. I think that they could 25x. I actually think a lot of them can do a lot more. And I think the bullish signal that I've seen as a result of this video that Alex has just put out is probably the most exciting and most promising signal that I've seen in months. I'm going to show you exactly what that is and how you can maximize your gains because of it. Before we do jump in, we literally have a team that tracks down people like Alex Becker's wallet. We have 2 people going after Alex Becker's wallets as we speak, and they take days to track down. A lot of blockchain forensics going on, archaeology, dusting here, digging here, and we want to give you one of his main wallets with some very interesting crypto holds completely free. If you'd like access to Alex Becker's wallet that we've uncovered, get it. The link is in the description below. It's completely free for you, as well as us showing you how to actually interpret what's in it, because that can also be pretty complex. Okay, so what was that buy signal that I'm talking about? That bullish 100x signal where we can actually make a phenomenal amount of money. Well, in Alex Becker's video, he says he's got the top 11 AI crypto coins that can 25x. Not really sure if there's 11. I think he actually sort of just makes it up and he guesstimates. These were the main ones that he mentioned. We got Destra, POW, ZKML, Neural AI, OPSEC, Akash, IOS, OXO, and Conducts. And next to it on this little research sheet that I put together is the market cap of that. So you got everything from a really small, tiny micro cap. We'll get into why this is so small in a second from OPSEC, all the way up to the big dog of Akash, which is at almost an $800 million market cap, and fully diluted, that's over the $1 billion level. So if we start having a look at some of the graphs of these tokens, and we're on the 1-day graph here, you can see we're on the 1-day graph, you can see a pattern that has occurred. And what is that pattern? Well, they're all up. And they're not just up a little bit, although something like Akash is only up 0.41%, which is the point of this whole video, which I'll get back to in just a second. They're up a decent amount. You know, like this one right here is at a $600 million market cap, IOS. I believe that's how you pronounce it, I'm not 100% sure. But it has moved 12, almost 13% in the day. Now, I know we're in the crypto, especially in the degenerate world, where there's probably 100x in the title here, and I think there is possibilities of 100x. But let's just get things clear for a second. A 13% movement in a day. The entire S&P 500 averages 10% returns over the period of a year. And this is something that is moving 13% in a day. And I know, oh, it's slightly more volatile and you can't depend on it. Well, I think you actually can depend on it. And that is the point of this video. You can see that Alex Becker has had a monumental effect on the market caps of these AI tokens from his one video. This is the market cap here. Something like Akash will only move a small amount, even though he can move things that have $1 billion value. They're only going to move 2, 3, 4%, because if you don't understand how that works, the bigger the market cap of a project, the more influx of value and money you need to actually move it. If something's worth $1 billion and you want to move it 10%, you need $100 million to enter that ecosystem. But if something's worth, say, OPSEC is worth $5 million and you add $100 million, well, you're going to move it 2,000%, or roughly that. I'm not exactly sure if that math is correct, but you're going to have a 20x over a 10% return. And so have a look at this. I've done the math for you. In all the tokens that he mentioned, in just today, from when Becker launched that video to the high that it hit, Alex Becker added $224 million into the market caps of the coins that he recommended. And if you look at the graph on a lot of these, 11:35 is when he actually launched his video, 11:30, 11:35-ish PM. You can see it lines up directly with his video. You're like, oh, but it could just be a slightly bullish AI day. If you go to OPSEC, you can see 11:30 is right here, right before that massive jump up. If you go to something like IOS, you can see it's this little gap right here, right before the jump up. You can do it again, come to Palm, find that 11:30, 11:35. You can see that this is definitely an effect of Alex Becker's video and not because it's a slightly bullish day in the markets. So let's go through a couple of these examples together. Let's start with Destra, because that was the highest movement. It moved 24%, up 32% on the day, but I'm taking it 24% from his actual video right there at 11:30. It moved all the way up to 29 cents from a low of 22 cents. Now, Destra is mentioned probably the most in that video. He probably mentioned it 4 or 5 times, and he compared a lot of things to Destra, and he said that this was basically the same as Akash or IOS, which had the 1.2 billion and a $600 million market cap, and this only has probably a $200 million market cap before he mentioned it, which means he's inferring that there was an easy 3x before the market even starts to move. A couple of other interesting ones on here that I think you guys will find intriguing. Neural AI. So if we come and have a look at that graph, you can see 1135. If we come back here, it was just before this little sell-off. So they had a bit of a sell-off once Becker mentioned them, and then it seemed to ramp back up the other side. If we zoom out on this graph, you'll see something very intriguing. July 15th, 2 weeks ago, this was at $1.30, and now it's at $6. It's a 5x in just 2 weeks. And you may be thinking, wow, what could possibly cause this to 5x? Well, it's Alex Becker. This is why we literally have an inner circle that tracks Alex Becker's Twitter and tracks Alex Becker's wallets, because nothing moves markets like a massive influencer with a crazy track record to literally get 5, 10, 20 X's on these tokens, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy of everyone's like, oh, Alex Becker's going to mention this token, it's going to go up. You can easily get a 10, 20, 30% in a day just buying and selling and arbitraging around a single Alex Becker video, because we know what he's going to talk about. Nothing in that video was new to us because we've been studying it for months. But you can see Crypto God John was looking to add 1 to 2 more AI coins to his portfolio. Alex Becker says Neural AI scratches both these itches of a fully diluted working product and a doxed team. And he says, thank me later, Turbo Gem. Of course, if we look at Neural AI, it's absolutely skyrocketed because of Becker's involvement. And so we are actually relaunching our wallet tracker today inside of our inner circle. If you haven't been a part of our inner circle before, I highly recommend checking it out, because the second factor that I have learned to understand over the last 2 years is that you don't only need someone like Alex Becker to mention a token, you need the market to also be bullish. Alex Becker has mentioned something like Thetan Arena. I remember this one really well. Thetan Arena was a crypto game back in the gaming round. You can see Alex Becker really has swapped from gaming over to AI. All of his content recently has been about AI, but he mentioned Thetan Arena right here on this cliff face right here at about $4. And I remember being like, well, that could be an easy buy because it's been down a lot. And Becker was like, well, it's absolutely slid backwards. It's probably going to skyrocket. I was like, that could be such an easy buy, especially if it's going to return to all-time highs. It's going to get a 3-4x. And it slipped away and disappeared into absolutely nothing. One, because the fully diluted value was crazy high and Becker didn't take that into account. And two, because the market narrative was over. And even someone like Becker, even someone potentially like Elon or Trump, won't be able to impact a market that is bearish. But when it's bullish, and that is why I think this signal is so powerful, they can add hundreds of millions of dollars to the market cap. And if we're smart about it, guys, big brain, and we outsmart the mainstream who are literally blindly following these recommendations once they make it to something like YouTube, once they make it public to Twitter, we can literally take our fair share out of these hundreds of millions of dollars and retire from this massive upcoming bull market on top of everybody else. Because even there was a token called OPSEC. This was the one with the lowest market cap. You can see OPSEC is in here. It bounced 11%. It added a $550,000 into its market cap from my recommendation. Let me show you exactly what the recommendation was. And it's got a $4.6 million market cap. Guys, this is a hacked token. This one got hacked recently. I hold OPSEC too, so hopefully it comes back online. They are relaunching the token, and they're going to basically try and take a snapshot back here, relaunch the token before the hack, and resume as normal. But because of this hack, it went from 38 cents down to basically 4 cents. So it divided by 10. And Alex Becker said, do not buy this token. He said that in the video right here at 11:30 p.m. And what do people do? They come and buy the token. It went from 44 cents up to a 51-cent valuation. That's the 11% return. It's actually a little bit more than 11% return. But the snapshot does not include this token. This token is now a dead token because the snapshot is taken before the hack happens. And Alex Becker literally said in his video, don't come buy this token. This is a silly thing to buy because you don't get access to the new tokens when they airdrop them. But it's still increased by over 10, 11% from a Alex Becker video. That's the sort of market that we're in right now. And I literally think if we follow the wallets, we follow the money, we get in early before the mainstream money comes, we can literally change our lives forever. This was a tweet by Becker on the 23rd of July that summarizes this. The top 20 alts are still weak AF. No new money is coming in. This is good. You are looking at prices on coins with interest at literal all-time lows, aka the best buy points are still lagging around. New money is going to fly in once Bitcoin crosses 85 to 87K. At this point, top 20 alts will fly. So this is basically saying until you see $85,000 to $87,000 Bitcoin, these altcoins are all going to be undervalued. Once the money comes in, Bitcoin breaks all-time high, that's where things are going to fly. How high are they going to fly? Well, according to Becker, he said last bull run near the peak, you could not find a quality coin under a $60 million market cap. I expect low-end, decent AI coins to average $100 million market caps near this peak. So if we go back to our chart here, you can see $100 million market caps is Destra's at 272, Akash and IOS and even OXO's in there. He thinks that this is going to be the low end. So things like ZKML or Conducts or even Neural AI will basically get up to these points. Now, the ones that are already at that points, the mid chips, he thinks they'll be, the middle ground ones will be in the billions of dollars. So that's a 4 to 8x or beyond that from where it is. It's going to be absolute nonsense, drunk mania. So remember, if you want Alex Becker's wallet completely free, go get it. The link is in the description below if you want to join our inner circle and get the edge on everybody in the mainstream. The link to that is also in the description. I'm excited to see you in there.